hello Lex here. Let's implement our first menu screen class. Create folder screens. Yeah. And here, let's add a new one. And for screens, let's use the S first letter. S stands for screen. S menu screen. Okay. And also S menu CPP. Don't need to specify. Okay. Include dot pch dot h and S menu. Here too. Namespace WCE, and here constructors and destructor. Now here, we don't need this right now. Namespace WCE and class S menu. Oh, first, this is actually not what we are doing right now, because we are going to use the inheritance model here. So first, let's implement the base screen class, and let's call it iScreen. This is our screen interface. It's not a pure interface, but it's more like base class. Okay, let's do this first. First, let's include all we need here. Include and here namespace. Here namespace. iScreen. So first, let's make this entire class protected. We don't want to access it from anywhere, but only from the derived classes. First, constructors and destructor. Actually, one constructor. Screen. I always type like constructors in case we might have more than one, but usually it's just only one. Virtual. And let's make our destructor virtual. Yeah, something wrong here. Okay. and our actual interface, let's call it interface, will be virtual render equals 0. Not just render, but void render, and virtual void update equals 0. I'm not sure about update, but let's leave it right now. And functions. And this is not a pure interface. It's also, this class also contains some functions implemented here, which we are going to use in every screen. First, activate and void deactivate, and just two accessors, basically getters. I call it accessors. First, we don't have a name right now. Const bool is active. And here we need one more, but we'll talk about this in a minute. Components. This will be empty right now. So what we are going to implement here in addition, let's implement screen name enumeration class. Because we need our screens to have a name. I will explain later why. Let's do this right now. Here, in this same folder screens, let's create eScreen. E stands for enumeration. eScreen. Single H file, and here namespace, same namespace. Enum class eScreen, and here let's say actually what we need here is menu game also, and memory. We'll call our save load game screen memory. Experimenting with names a little bit. Settings, actually, and this is probably all we need. Or okay, this is probably all we need. And here in the screen constructor, we are going to use this name for initialization. eScreen, let's call it name, and here include eScreen.h. Okay. So components, it's all protected, but also private variables is screen name, we need name, and bool activated, simply activated. And the component we are missing here is actually, let's include screen buffer, f screen buffer.h. The component here is f screen buffer let's call it screen buffer. Yeah, this is all we need right now. Here, constructors and destructor, yes. Here, functions. Here, accessors. And we need one more accessor here. Since we have a name, we can get this name, get name. And here also, I have forgot the reference, because we are going to return our actual variable. And here, const. This is the promise. We are not going to modify any variable inside those functions. Oh, like that. Here it is. Where it's going to be implemented. Okay, fine. I have a weird bug here. This should be like that to do, but now it's broken. And I guess I just have to reinstall my entire system, because reinstallation of Visual Studio cannot fix this. Here, we are pretty much done. So let's implement those. Here we are going to simply assign our name to the name variable, and also set activated to false by default. In screen, we don't need anything here. In activate, let's call our screen buffer activate, and let's set activated to true. Unfortunately, we don't have any way to deactivate screen. We can set the variable activated to false, but there is no way, at least I know, to deactivate screen buffer. You can just set it active, and the only one buffer can be active at a time. And to deactivate this buffer, you basically need to activate another buffer, and no way around, I know. So here in getName, we're simply going to return our name, and in active return activated. That's pretty much it. Okay, now go into menu. In menu we include iScreen base class, and we inherit screen from iScreen. So first, constructors and destructors, public destructor, the only one destructor can exist, as menu or screen menu. And first, iScreen interface void render override void update override, and here private, one little private function for initialization, private functions in case we have more than one, in intel init, and components, let's leave it empty right now because we don't have any of this buttons, text fields we need for our menu. We will implement this later in this series. For now, it's just almost empty, small little class. Right now, our init function doesn't actually do anything, but this is for right now. Functions. So here, what we need here, we need to basically iScreen name, oh no, iScreen menu. We setting the name for our screen here. Okay, and here this init. Nothing here, nothing here. And here we're gonna say if this is active, if this is active, we are going to draw something. My English is not quite good just yet. Buffer clear. First, let's clear. Here we're gonna draw, and screen buffer present screen. For now, we are just going to basically screen buffer, since we have no interface elements, UI elements just yet. We are going to basically write It looks like this function doesn't even exist, but actually it just requires chord parameters to be set. Okay, so here let's 8 or 6. It should be looking like a title. And super ultimate, let's call it like ultimate super game, ultimate super game. And that's it right now. Render, yeah, nothing but this. Okay, in application, now we are going to specify our screens here, menu, and instead of doing that, screens as menu dot h. Okay, fine. Here, let's activate our menu. Is inaccessible. For right now, we want this to be accessible. Later on, when we have okay, with event system we don't need this to be public, but right now for the testing purposes is inaccessible. Let's see. Oh, that's why. Let's set it to public just for now. And here, the only thing we're going to do is render yeah. Let's try it. Hit F5. Oh yeah, ultimate super game. Do you see it? You probably see it. Ultimate super game. Yeah. So next time we will implement our UI elements for menu screen. We are not going to use screen buffer like that here. I mean this row here. We are not going to write into buffer directly, but we are going to use our UI elements to write their stuff to to the screen buffer. So next time we are going to implement, let's say, our button class and text field, I guess. Yeah. So until next time, bye. And also let's push our changes to the repository real quick. So here, Git changes. This file has been changed, so let's commit it. Okay, let's commit. Commit created. Push. Push successfully. So now we are done. See you next time.